In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, Beverly Hills 90210 fans, stop what you're doing right now, because it's time to dive deep into 90 News. All the latest news and rumors coming out of your favorite zip code. With your hosts, Pete Ferrero and Melanie Rose. Oh my God, I can't believe what I just heard.
Wow. So we are back again. It is Friday, back in our normal time slot. Last week, the network pushed us.
Yes. We were forced to do a weekend show last week, but we're back on Friday. Hooray for the weekend. Yay.
Melanie News Network. How do you like that?
Ooh, I like that.
There you go. One day.
Like Oprah, right? Media Melanie, Oprah. It's like
there
the
you
same
go.
thing.
Hey, I thought this last week was a lot of fun. The last couple of weeks have been a lot of fun talking to Jenny and Tori. What a blast that was. And how are we doing with news this week? Is it a busy news week? What do we have going on?
I'd call it a medium to light news week. Not a lot of things happening, but some 90210 adjacent things that we'll share. But first, I thought we would bring on Charles and Larry just to talk about how great it was to see Tori this week.
Okay, and we're bringing them on together, yes?
We are, yes.
Together.
We are.
Together.
Hey, guys.
It feels like the band is all together here.
Yes, right.
Yeah. Good seeing you guys. What a fun couple of weeks, right? It's just been to revisit.
Yeah, the stars came out.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes.
And Matthew Lawrence, also star, but good old Matthew, man. It's just great. He brings such great energy in there, and I know he's going to cry. It's fantastic.
I love him.
Larry, you were talking about with the Dreams of Dylan McKay, we should bring someone in. Just bring Matthew in.
Just bring Matthew in.
He's what he had to say about it.
Is Matthew in the episode? I can't even remember.
No, it doesn't matter.
Bring him in anyway.
Matthew.
No, man. It's so great to have.
He's a regular now.
He's like Norm. You know what I mean? At the Cheers.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's great because he's got this whole other career as a radio announcer for University of Kentucky. It's just amazing for that.
Yeah, he's the sports guy. He does more than he talks sports for hours too.
So I think it's a great relief for him just to talk to him about it.
He does what we do, Larry. He just gets paid for it.
I know.
Right.
I know.
I love it.
He's great.
So let's talk about Tori. Seeing her this past week, I thought it was, a lot of fun. Charles, was it fun revisiting with her? And what did you think of the interview?
Well, it sure was. She just was bright, just bright light. She enjoyed her time with us too. You could tell that. One of the things that I take away, and I use from the time that we spent together, thinking about her father, was that I used to say, and Larry's heard me say this, that Aaron had this amazing ability to live in the present tense. That you were in there was no past, it didn't matter. The future, maybe it'll be what it's going to be, but we're here right now. And when she is in a media situation, she is right and present, just like her dad was, that dealt with life, in that way. So I saw that, connection and just the idea that, and I was very interested in what she said about how she gravitated to doing more reality so she could just be herself and engage with people on a one-to-one and not hide behind a character, as it were. And it obviously makes a great sense for her. She really is very, you put that moment, she gets on and she's on, and it's great to be around her when that happens.
Yeah, she is so likable and just so wonderful, and the fans all adore her. I mean, I'm one of them, so it was great to just, see that authenticity coming out of her. And she was very vulnerable, and she was talking a lot about, what some of that was like. And there was something really nice about hearing her talk about working with all of you and her dad and all that stuff. So I think there's a lot more for her to talk about, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk more with her about it. And she's, of course, got the podcast 9021 OMG, where she delves into more topics and episodes and all that stuff. Hey, Larry, how about you getting to see Tori?
Tori is like a powerhouse. I mean, like she always, like Chuck said, she was a bright light. And I talked before, like she had that enthusiasm for the show. And in a lot of ways, she brought a lot of the spirit of it. And you just watched, I think, we had Laurie Eberstall really got, when she came on as a fan to talk to Tori, I thought she really summed up a lot of, what we could have said, which is everyone got to watch this character grow live over the years. I mean, and just as a person, as an actress. And It's just great to see. I mean, I think the audience loves her, and they just know her so well. But what we've been impressed with going back and looking at the episodes is just her skill. I mean, and her range, from comedy to drama, all the things we threw at her and how she handled it. And it all became Donna Martin, which was just one of the great iconic characters you can say anywhere in the world now, and people know who you're talking about.
Yes.
Like we were saying on the after show, she just, you just know, just looking at her, that her training and study that she did was a 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old girl in front of the mirror,
Right. No acting lessons.
What she just saw on television in her daddy's shows and things. She brought an innocence to show business that brightened up show business, because often it's don't have people like that are so genuine and pretty much in public life stay that way.
But it is amazing that, from all actors, there's not too many actors with a career like that who have no training whatsoever. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Just became an actress. That's just what she did. It was just part of the family business.
She did. And I was just going to say, too, that she became the friend that we all wanted. Like,
Yes,
Mauro
always
and Lori
loyal.
pointed out, her, compassion as a person really came through. She became that friend on the show and the friend we really all wanted, in real life.
Yeah, we never have her. She's never betrayed anybody on the show ever. She's the only loyal one on the whole show.
Yep.
Yeah,
And also I think when you talked about her being the powerhouse, I always used to, when Randy Spelling would be in Aaron's office, when I'd walk in and I'd see him, I'd always say, "Oh, Mr. Spelling is here. Just realize we're all going to be working for Randy someday."
Right.
But it's Tori who
Tori.
had that bug and who wanted to be a mogul, and I think in a lot of ways is. And,
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
She's a seller, that's for sure.
She's a brand.
I don't think it could be understated about her acting, because, like, if you think back to the pilots that we've watched, she was just a character number 1. You know what I mean? Girl number 2, or whatever might have said in the script. To go from that and to develop Donna Martin through 10 seasons and be a part of the core of the show is really, really impressive. So if she wasn't good, she wouldn't be there. At some point, somebody would have said, no, enough with that character. But she was really, really good. So that's why you wrote for her, and that's why she made it all the way to the end and defined it.
And Pete, believe me, when it started out, there were executives, Fox, waiting to tell Aaron,
Wow.
enough with your daughter. And she quieted them.
Yeah.
Big
Hey,
time.
as far as the kissing meter goes, I mean, she really is a good kisser. I mean,
Oh my
we've
God.
seen her now. We saw that with the Brandon kiss and Gotta Have Heart. We've seen
Yes.
there's a Dylan kiss coming right up in Dreams of Dylan McKay, right, Chuck? I think she
And
kisses
she's
Dylan.
all in rubber.
And then
So-
the Brian one and graduation day at the end of college, man, that thing was real. I had forgotten that one really went on. Good for Jason, the director, keeping that thing going. But yeah, her and Brian really excelled in the kissing department.
And in Dylan, the Dreams of Dylan McKay, she's doing I think she does some really hot stuff that's just outrageous.
Yeah, we kind of took that and we put it in Strike the Match also. Whenever she does the video for David, which Joe freaks out about in season 6, I guess. Yeah, we'll have to deal with that one.
I can't wait to watch all that.
That's pretty funny. That one's pretty wild. She's in
Speaking of
she's in
which-
like rubber or something.
I think Melanie, you had another question, right, for these guys about Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore, that's right. Her name came up in the 90210 universe news this week as having turned down a replacement for Shannon around 1994. We talked a little bit about it in the After Dark Zoom. So Charles and Larry, that was actually a thing. You guys really talked about bringing in Drew as a Shannon replacement, right?
I think Mr. Spelling talked about bringing in Drew as the Shannon replacement, just in the way Larry points out that the first one we heard, my memory was refreshed by this doing these podcasts, was Alyssa Milano. She now maybe Aaron was had conversations. I know that Aaron talked about her, or the network talked about her in season 2.
Drew.
They wanted me to have the Laura Layton character, the bad girl at West Beverly, And I think I basically said, look, I don't want a bad girl, but even with Drew, you know, she was coming with a lot of notoriety, and I just was worried it was going to overwhelm the storytelling. We already were tabloid fodder. We already were in the, you know, the Teen Beat and the reaction to being in Teen Beat. So, you know, it although she's a terrific, virtually pretty terrific in every way. And by the way, I actually got to meet her that right around this time, because it was I met her and had a drink with her at the I think it was the Golden Globes. It
Nice.
may have been another Hollywood charity event that Jason and I were both at, but she was very nice, and when I say I had a drink with her, I don't know what was in hers. It probably, given that she just got out of rehab and given that she's been straight all these years, I'm sure it was just lemonade on the rocks.
Yeah.
Right.
She was. I don't want to imply that because just because I was holding the drink, I don't want to imply she was.
Got it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Larry, are you roving anywhere today?
No, I'm pretty much hanging here at the beach. No, there's no roving going on. We're not going to Palm Springs this week, but no, I'm just gonna be around. It's a pretty quiet time. I don't know. Just
Beautiful day outside today, right?
Beautiful day. I've gotten, I feel totally, vaccinated. I'm about 10 days into my second shot, so I can probably kiss a lamppost right now if I wanted to.
Great.
But Chuck, you getting ready for your second now, or?
Yeah, well, it's next Friday.
Next Friday.
So when we do the news again, you'll get me right before I am going to know thyself. Thyself is going to climb into bed for 2 days because I got knocked out by number one, and everybody tells me number two is Larry included, the real deal. So
you had Moderna?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The next day is just going to be, you got to just get in bed. That's all. It'll be over. It's fine. Whatever you can get.
So let's talk about next week. This is it's exciting. It's a tough week for fans, losing Luke and all of that stuff. But we're going to cover the Dreams of Dylan McKay on March 3rd in our normal time slot, Wednesday night, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Chuck, this is a Charles Rosen episode, so lots to dive into about this. What you want to give us a little preview of what we might talk about?
Well, the preview of what we're going to talk about. Well, where it was in the firmament. It was the battle, the epic battle for good and evil that it can go on in a soul that you see made movies about. We condensed it here, so it was what we saw first in what I did in my summer vacation with this guy in Mexico. I mean, here is where that thread line pulls him off off Mulholland Drive and into the ICU where he struggles for his life. So that we know we're going to see. What I think we're going to learn about, what the viewers are going to learn about, is just sometimes you always hear this expression, we're going to fix it in post. And it's almost a cliche.
Right.
The truth is you fix a lot of episodes in post, but you don't usually necessarily on a hit show going into its 5th season have to do life surgery for hours to get it to a place that it can even be viewed. So, right. But I think that it did create to a good effect. I will share with you as a preview the one fan letter I got, and it was from Carol Potter's manager, who wrote me and said, "I don't know what you were taking when you wrote this episode. Take one."
I can't wait.
I can't remember that. That's fantastic. I just remember it.
For everybody that's on Patreon, we're going to do a watch along at some point and watch that together. So that
we'll do that sometime Monday.
Yeah. So that will
and
be
our Zoom too, Pete. Why don't you tell everybody how they can join our Dylan McKay Zoom call?
Yeah. Listen. So and then the next day on Thursday, we don't normally do anything on Thursday, but we know that this is a tough day for a lot of fans. So we're going to create a Zoom chat, just to talk about Luke Perry and his influence on you and where you were that day, and just for us to all kind of let our feelings out about what we went through and how much we miss him and all that stuff. So that's going to be March 4th, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you want to be a part of that, just email me at peter@beverlyhills90210show.com, and I will send you the link to the Zoom. You do not have to be on Patreon. You don't have to be anything. You just have to be a Beverly Hills 90210 fan and email me at that email address, and then peter@beverlyhills90210show.com, and you can be a part of that conversation. So that should be really sweet and a lot of fun. We got some surprises coming for the Dreams of Dylan McKay too, so you don't want to miss it. I think it's going to be a really, really solid episode. Larry, are you looking forward to this one?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it because I haven't seen it. So, I remember the creation of it and all that stuff that went into that episode, and I don't remember the post so much because Chuck was really doing that. But so I want to hear that whole story too. But no, I mean, look, we just really went out there. I mean, Chuck really stepped out there on this one, and it was great because it was really we were trying to have Dylan touch bottom and start rising again, basically. All planned that way. I noticed it's. I'm trying to remember what the original air date was on that show. I should have checked it out, but I have a feeling it must have been a Sweeps episode. What do you think?
I'm sure it's Sweeps. I think I got it here, Larry.
I'm always curious about this. I think it's Sweeps. Maybe a November Sweeps.
November 9th, 1994.
Yes.
When is it?
November 9th.
November Sweeps. Yeah, that's right. That feels about right. It was a show they could promote the hell out of. We had a lot of great little. I mean, I just remember some of the images of it, and I do also. Well, we'll get into it when we see it.
And the week before, it was Intervention.
That's right.
Where it was the last draw, trying to help him. That also was a Sweeps episode.
Yeah, that was the first week of Sweeps. This is the second. And what followed this one, Chuck? Was it?
What followed this one?
Yeah.
What followed this one?
I can't. Is that the Rolling Stones?
I think so.
The Rolling Stones is 2 from here, I think, because it's got to be the Thanksgiving.
No, we went for light stuff. Hate is just a 4-letter word.
Yes. Another good one, though, really.
What was it?
I think that's why I got so, forchotted with the writer, because I really needed him. That was a script I did not need to rewrite.
Which one was it? I didn't hear which one. What was
Hate
it?
Is a 4-letter word. The one with
shit. Okay. Yeah.
That fell all in my lap.
Right. Yeah.
So
that was a powerhouse bunch of stuff coming up. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And then I think right after the Rolling Stone was Up in Flames, it had to be.
Right.
That was the double up we did.
Yep.
Wow.
I know that.
How did we do that?
I know in Dreams of Dylan McKay, there's a really hot Claire scene with Dylan.
Oh my
There's
God.
Some
Yeah.
things that are just burned in my brain, and that scene.
I know. There's a lot of.
Well, if it's going to be a near-death experience, we didn't want you to know how he was going to die. Could have been from Claire,
That's right.
Too much Claire. I'm sorry.
I had forgotten that. Maybe we should have Kathleen at least respond to that kiss also, because I didn't even remember that she ever did kiss Dylan. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't remember, but I know that it happened.
So I haven't seen it, so I don't remember all the details. We're looking forward to it. It'll be great.
All right, cool guys. This was great seeing you both. We'll see you for the Patreon, and then of course we'll see you next Wednesday as well for the Dreams of Dylan McKay.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Yes. Thank you guys.
Larry,
all the news that's fit and lit.
That's right.
Love it. Have a good weekend, guys. Bye.
Amazing. So that's March 3rd, Dreams of Dylan McKay. Really, really excited. And again, then I just want to say it on March 4th. You don't have to be on the Patreon. You just have to be a 90210 fan. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Melanie and I are putting this together. I just added you into that we are putting this together.
Of course.
Zoom chat.
I'm excited for it. I will never forget that day. And as soon as, first, the news of his stroke and then his passing, God, what a rough week that was. I remember just crying and I was wearing my shirt and oh my God. So I think this will be very cathartic for many of the fans. So I think
we hope. And it's just going to be fans, guys. So that's it. And it's Peter at BeverlyHills90210show.com. Just email me about this, that you want to be a part of it. If you want to email me about something else, wait till it's all done, because I can't too many emails at once.
Too many emails.
Okay, but then this happened. This happened to Donna. It's gonna happen to me. I'm just not going. So
you didn't go?
I did not go. No, we went with somebody somewhere. We went somewhere else. Yeah,
I owe you a prom then. Will you go to prom with me one day?
Absolutely, yes. Okay,
we'll have to get drinks.
Yes,
done deal.
Sure, that will be a lot of fun.
Just made Pete's day.
All right,
I mean it.
That was just amazing.
You just got to find
watching your show.
Oh my God, that was amazing. That promposal, by the way, which is like March 11th, promposal day, was everything. And why did you not go to your prom?
It's just a long story. I really did think something would happen in terms of this whole episode with drinking and all that, and I just didn't want to put that kind of pressure on myself. Anyway, that's what happened.
Gosh, we had opposite prom experiences. My junior prom, I had 2 prom dates. Like, it was a little crazy. So we're like complete opposites.
That sounds on brand.
On brand. Okay. Fair enough.
I'm just totally kidding. Both sounds on brand for both of us.
Yeah.
But I will definitely take the prom with Donna Martin any day of the week, and that is very exciting. And that was the most craziest thing that's happened on the podcast this far, I would say.
That was great. And maybe we need to actually like hold a prom at West Beverly post-pandemic, right? I mean, can you imagine like how amazing an event that would be?
I'm happy just getting some wine and hanging out with her. So
totally,
you don't need the whole dance and all that.
Right. But maybe you need to dance. You need to dance at some point, because that's like a prom thing,
And maybe Jamie can play that song.
Oh my God. Yes. I can be Jamie's date and you can be Tori's date. How does that sound, Pete?
Okay. Well, yeah. All right. And
Whatever.
for everybody, listen, for everybody.
I can dream.
Okay. And also for everybody that's going to go at this, I'm a Claire. I'm always a Claire. Claire always wins. So in all situations. So just calm down with all those, because I got a bunch of those, those messages. Get it together, guys. Okay. So I wanted to play this, Melanie.
Please, I'm not in a good mood.
Good, this is what I want on tape. Soleil not smiling for once, like the whole world thinks she always is.
At 7 years old, I was cast as Punky Brewster.
I remember Saved by the Bell director saying, the minute you walk onto the stage, you're no longer a child anymore, you're an adult.
Did you miss me?
There were 12 kids in the business. We all knew everyone. You start getting in your head worrying about how you're perceived.
Your life. And that's when we were in front of the cameras.
Learning who I was and what life was meant to be, that was with you.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this doc.
Yes.
I can't wait to see it. I love everything that Brian's in just to begin with. And so putting all these people together for this project looks freaking incredible. It's coming to Hulu in March.
Yes, I need to resubscribe just so I can watch this. And, speaking of Soleil, of course, the Punky Brewster reboot is now streaming on Peacock, which is very exciting. I was a huge Punky Brewster fan. And Soleil was actually linked to Luke. Upon his passing, she had shared some stuff on her social media. So, how fun would it also be to talk to Soleil about Punky and her Kid 90 doc? So, Soleil, if you're listening, we'd love to talk to you.
Absolutely. Yeah, it will be a lot of fun.
Yes, but that documentary looks amazing. I mean, it's going to be like really behind the scenes. I mean, that's her footage, from the 90s. It doesn't get any more authentic than that. So
yeah, totally. And it looks like there's some really great interviews there too.
Yes.
Okay. What do I have?
So, another thing, speaking of our friends who are in various television shows, friend of the show, Justina, Instagrammed me a couple weeks ago to let me know that What I Like About You, the show with Amanda Bynes and Jenny Garth, is actually streaming right now on HBO Max. And that was back from the early 2000s. They ran for 4 seasons. I've never watched it. And it's funny because before we were prepping for the news, I was going through the rundown and saying, oh, this Jenny Garth movie is on HBO. So thanks to Charles Rosen for pointing out it's a TV show, not a movie.
Right.
My bad for not further researching that. And now I have to watch it because I love Jenny and I've got HBO Max. So there we go.
Great show. I saw it all those years ago. And I was telling you before we came on the air here that Jill Henkel from those awesome images sent me some cool set photos from that show as well. So I'll see if I can pull those and get them up online for everybody. But I just like to say, man, Justina is so sweet. Thank you, Justina, for that.
Is. We love her.
For that news bite. Okay, I'd like to move on to this person.
Ooh, Lindsay. So she shared this photo along with a couple others on Instagram. She's actually filming on Atypical, which is on Netflix. Great show. I've seen, the first 2 seasons. I think the first 2 seasons, I believe season 3 is the last one. Not positive, but it's a great show. So I'm looking forward to seeing Lindsay on Atypical. So check it out. Hopefully we'll, learn more about when that will be airing.
Yeah, and just a note for people, I've shared this in certain places, I think on Patreon and whatnot. I don't know if I've shared it here, but Lindsay and I are working on a little project together. So more details will come to be as time goes on, but stay tuned because there might be something really cool coming down the pike with Lindsay and I. That's not 90210 related. So, and there might be some 90210 in it, but a secondary thing coming out of this. And Lindsay is just awesome. I love chatting with her. She's super sweet and she's just so talented. I can't wait to see her in that. So,
yes.
Okay. This is about margaritas now.
Yeah, so this photo was on Sarah Michelle Gellar's Instagram on National Margarita Day. Of course, sharing a marg with her buddy Shannon. And they were not the only ones enjoying a margarita on National Margarita Day, as was Jason Priestley. So, virtual cheers to National Margarita Day a couple days ago. Fun to see some of our castmates enjoying a nice cocktail.
I know I had one. Mine was a cherry margarita. I just went and had some fun with that.
Okay. Do you know we have even more new shirts and merchandise at Beverly Hills 90210showshop.com? For instance, watch our Planet 90210 show with some sick Planet 90210 merch. Or want to celebrate at the Peach Pit? Check out this new shirt with a photo from Jill Henkel's collection. Or, oh my god, I know Claire Arnold fans are going to love this one. A little sex, rock, and really decent literature. Plus, for all you Larry Mullen fans, that's right, a Get Outta Here shirt. And don't forget about our classic designs. We keep loading it up with more items each week, so head over to Beverly Hills 90210showshop.com for all your 90210 stuff.
I've got my Royal Academy shirt on here today.
I am wearing the college shirt. I love this one. This is my jam. I love the college years. I'm actually sort of obsessed with it. Mainly because I'm a Claire, but I just happen to love, these years and all the people that were on during that time. Of course, we have a Beverly Beat one I'm trying to put on here. That's going to be really exciting for all of you in the last few seasons. Maybe we need to get a Now Wear This shirt made, I think. But
you know what we also need, Pete, is a 90 News shirt.
Oh, that's a fair point. Well, let me ask you this. While you people are emailing me and reaching out to the show, would you buy a 90 News shirt that has Melanie and I's name on it? Let me ask you. And then, of course, this one came out, for the Kelly and Dylan fans. And I just want to let everybody know we're working on a Brenda and Dylan shirt too. So just with that.
Love it.
Okay. Hang on.
Donna Martin graduates. 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 Donna Martin graduates.
Yeah, so that was, in honor of Tori being on the podcast this week. I shared that one because that was, of course, one of her most iconic storylines. And that was from our first 30th anniversary hunt by Maya Rebecca. She did a good job on that.
Very cool stuff there, Melanie. Anything going on with hunts that you want to promote right now, or anything happening that you need to promote?
Well, Sherry of Teen Drama Horror and I are going to do a collaboration for a trivia-only event sometime this spring before I hold the next summer hunt. So stay tuned for details on that. We're going to Zoom next week, work out all the details and dates, and I'll share them here. So something fun coming up. Yes.
I like to throw you curveballs. I loved this week. You know, it's funny. I saw an interview you did with Us Weekly a while back, and when they brought up that scene in the limo with you and Ariel and all that, you were upset about it. It was amazing to see that you still have Donna vibes when it comes to that incident in the limo.
You guys sent me some clips to rewatch of famous Donna scenes.
That's right.
And I watched that clip today of me opening up the limo or the window coming down, and I got upset all over again.
PTSD. Right?
You know what? The lines really blur as a young girl between Donna and Tori and David and Brian. They really do blur, so that's why.
I really want to know more about that.
I know, right? I know. God, she was so cute. It was so nice having her on. She is just so fun and bubbly, and she's just like the friendliest person out there. So thanks, Tori, for coming on. And I think the fans loved it. So that was fantastic.
And I just want to shout out Patrick, her manager, Tori's manager, who was so helpful in putting us all together, and also Randy, you know, with Jenny and Clarina. They're all just really awesome people. So it's been great.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Getting to know all of them has been amazing. I wanted to ask you, Melanie, if you were in that situation where you walked to the limousine and walked into that, the condom on the floor, how do you think you would have handled that?
I would have flipped out. Knowing myself, I am a very big emotions person, and sometimes I have trouble reining that in. So knowing myself, you know, that would have been a huge betrayal of trust. And especially as a teenager, I would have lost it. I don't know what I'm glad I was never in that situation.
Okay.
So, yes.
All right. Let's see. We have this.
Yes, Kathleen. So she posted that this morning, you know, about the choices that actors must make. And I saw your comment, what would Molly Campbell do? And then, of course, Jason also commented on it, something like, I've been there, kind of. And so I went on and tagged comments by celebs in hopes that maybe they would repost it on their account for some 90210 love.
You know what I want to ask you? What color do you see these as? Because I see them as navy blue, but everybody
see navy blue. I see navy blue. Why? What is the alternate?
Well, people are saying they're saying it's black, and she has to pick between 3 black ones. But to me, I see navy blue. But I don't know.
I see 3 navy blue, and I mean they look very similar. I mean, and I'm not sure exactly what the difference in the 3 is. Like, what is the difference? But they look all the same color to me. It's not, you know, that dress thing that was going on in social media. I see navy blue. I can't imagine there's another color to see. But
yes, okay. So we're all on the same page about that, or the 2 of us are anyway.
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
National Banana Bread Day. That is our friend Tiffany posting another delicious photo. I believe that one appeared in her cookbook. You know, and with our usual Tiffany photo, we say our usual Tiffany thing, which is, Tiffany, we'd love to talk to you. Please come on the show.
I don't want to talk to her anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know, maybe if we take a different approach and we're like, you know what? We don't need to talk to Tiffany. We don't need Valerie Malone here, you know?
Reverse psychology. That's my new attempt. Reverse psychology. Not interested. If they called me and said Tiffany wants to come on, not interested. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Bold.
I would be like, when? Let's do it.
Exactly.
Kidding. It's a little reverse psychology I tried there. Okay. And then first Jenny posted this with her daughters. So beautiful.
Yes. Throwback Thursday photo. They're all beautiful. She's got a beautiful family for a beautiful person. We love Jenny.
And then you gave me, I want to also share this. You didn't pull this in the news.
Oh, what is it? Ooh. Oh, is that Tori's dog?
Yeah.
Yes, we talked a little bit about the dog. Was it before the podcast or during the podcast? I think it was before.
Yeah.
But yes, super cute. Love it. And hey, you know, if you're watching and you've got a little news tidbit you want to share, feel free to email either one of us, Melanie at BeverlyHills90210show.com or Peter at BeverlyHills90210show.com, and maybe we'll share it here. So,
Hey, everybody, you got to get on Patreon. Okay. I mean, you know, we really have had a lull in the signups. So what's going on? If you haven't thought about doing it, you need to do it. And this is the reason why. Check this out. For Kelly and Dylan fans, we did this one.
We're soulmates. On a show like 90210, if something like that is said from one character to another, it has to be paid off.
2 years ago, right after I left Brenda.
When Dylan says 2 people died, Kelly doesn't look up. He says, I left Brenda. She turns and looks at him with a celebrate. Which, by the way, as the audience, you're doing the same thing. You're like, what? What?
I came back because I missed you.
It did feel like a reunion. You know, I mean, this is the story is, I mean, what was happening on the show was a real life thing. And don't take on Kelly Taylor. I mean, like,
yeah.
Right.
No, it just feels like the juggernaut, you know, crushing the ant in a way.
A2.
You sank my destroyer.
When he says you sank my destroyer, I love how he says it. It's so Dylan.
If you had to be stuck on a desert island with one of them, who would that be?
Dylan McKay.
That was just one of those. It's like, oh well, what if she was hypnotized and the truth came out?
Hello?
Kel. It's Dylan.
I thought I lost you.
The audience is getting to the backstage behavior of how Kelly really feels about Dylan, but it's not to Dylan. And unfortunately, it's to Matt.
You can't figure out how 2 people so obviously meant for each other can't seem to get together.
What do you think, Aaron? Are they together?
We're all allowed to have our own.
Of course.
Have our own interpretation. I mean, it's a fun debate.
So that should be cool. Patreon.com/BeverlyHills90210 show. And you know what's really exciting? Next month in the Patreon, we're gonna look at the finale with them. So it'll be a lot of fun. Listen, Aaron and Gretchen are amazing. They wrote a lot for the last couple of seasons, and I think that they gave it the stability that the show needed in very tough times. So I love talking to them a lot. They're really awesome people. They went on to do other things. They're cool. I love them. I like them both. They're both funny. We have a fun time on this Patreon, and also can announce next week, Jennifer Grant and I will be watching a episode of 90210 together. So lots of cool stuff.
Which episode are you guys watching?
I think Perfectly Perfect, probably
Okay.
her debut. Yeah.
That's a good one.
I think that's what we're going to do. So that should be a lot of fun too. Anyway, Melanie, I think we have covered all things. I have nothing else to add. Do you have anything?
The only thing I have, Pete, is my usual 9021 out.